Oh my God, oh my God, oh my holy God. Hi guys, Stephen I4 from I4 Limited. Today we're going to talk about owning your own property. And if you haven't owned one or if you're trying, but it's getting out of reach, here's probably an idea, not an idea, a scheme or system that's been proven to help low income families or a person who's trying to get into home ownership get into one. You and I know the bank requires around about 20%.
Indeed, 20% is the standard issued or the standard requirement by a bank to have 20% deposit before getting a home loan. However, there are other also processes and systems that's available, especially if you are a first home own buyer. You can qualify probably for a 5% deposit. And that's another system to look into. But I haven't talked about the low deposit because I want to focus on rent to buy. So rent to buy, again, as I said, is part of this process that we're talking about today. But I just wanted to show you what's available or what's required by bank anyway is 20%. To obtain a home loan in New Zealand, a deposit is typically required, often around 20% of the property value. However, there are options of first home buyer to get into home ownership as little as 5% deposit.
Most home are these days averaging around about 800,000 to a million. This is in Auckland, New Zealand. Today's date, November 2025, and Christmas is just around the corner. Have a Merry Christmas. And the scheme or the system that's been allowed and been utilized has been proven to help people get into their own home. It's called rent to buy. I was quite fortunate. Me and my family purchased one of our homes in 2001 on a rent to buy system because we didn't have a deposit or a large enough deposit to qualify for a bank loan. So we went through a company that provided a rent to buy system. It's a very simple process, just like renting a home, but you actually rent a home that you want to buy. So the real estate agent or the owner has put it up for a system for people just to rent a home first before they buy it. And the system or the process might take up to 2 to 3 years. What does that mean? It might take you that time to rent the property, to build up the equity, build up a report or historical payment. And through that process, that is your deposit, whether it be 2 years or 3 years, it takes you to reach that amount. So you're not just paying rent to nobody, you are actually paying rent towards your own property.
So basically, why property? Why do we at Ford Limited encourage property ownership? Pretty simple. If we look at some of the statistics as shown here on this notice board, since 2015, property price from 500,000 or 5.5 has risen up to $890,000 in 2024. What's the point? Properties has been one of the most favorable proven investment tool or product that anybody or mostly family can purchase today. One home is good. Lots more is even better. Now, there is a system that we're going to talk about at Ford Limited a little bit more, how to utilize what you have now, the one property, to accumulate a lot more, or you can even buy up the whole street, which in fact, I have seen one particular gentleman who's buying up the whole street, starting from one property. But what's the point? Profits. As we can see on this notice here, since 2015, property in Auckland has risen 60.3% from 2015 to 2024. That's a lot of money being accumulated just owning a property, and all you're doing is paying for the mortgage, perhaps maintaining its upkeep, mowing the lawn, and doing what you would normally do even if you were renting a home. But in this case, you own it. So this is the beauty why we at R4 Limited encourage property ownership. And rent to buy is one of these great systems that you can adopt if you don't have enough deposit to get into the property as soon as you can. Most people want a time, when to get into the property, but I suggest just get in. Whenever you can get in, especially now because the decline of the property prices has come down a little bit, so give you a little bit of leeway there. But as soon as you get into property, you're on the right track.
And this is the beauty of the system. And we have some reputable companies these days to help you. We won't be able to help you. All we do is recommend it.
In fact, this weekend on Saturday, on the 29th of November 2025, and today's date is 26th of November 2025, there will be on the premises a rent-to-buy system that's been provided. The property's at 70 Clevedon Road, Papakura, Auckland, New Zealand. Now, this particular property is up for sale, but it's also on sale on a rent-to-buy process. So if you're interested, I hope to have a link below this video to direct you to this particular property. However, you can go there if you know the address and probably make a bid or talk with the real estate agent who's providing this process. Should be a link below this video anyway for you to get access to the real estate who's offering the service and help you get into your own property or your own home ownership anyway.
Recommend the system if it's very difficult for you to reach a 20% deposit for the bank loan, then perhaps rent to buy is a great system. So on my website, on my YouTube video, there should be a link to a company that can help you process or go through picking a property or one of their properties that's under what it's called rent to buy process. So it's a normal real estate process these days in some country. In New Zealand, it's regulated to help low-income people get into their own property, and it's a very good system, especially if you're both working, you and your wife is working. So if you're paying, say, around about $800 to $1,000 rent a week, that is dead money. Yes, that is dead money. It doesn't belong to you. You're actually helping the people you're renting the property off pay off their mortgage or their bank loan. So if you can have the system where you are actually paying yourself the rent would be recorded in your name. And this is the beauty. And Afford Limited is built because of these processes and systems to share with people. Again, as I said, we're not a real estate agent. We're just a company who's found these things and proven. And we want to share this information with the larger audience. Wherever you are around the world, it's just a matter of ringing around, say, your real estate agents or do some researches on the website to see whether rent to buy is available in your country. But in New Zealand, we have this great blessings indeed to purchase a home on a rent to buy scheme. So it is important to look it up. Again, as I said, there should be a link below this video here to link or connect to one of these reputable real estate agents to help you get into a rent to buy property or your own home. Very, very, very simple process. And the beauty is you don't have to have a lot of money. But because of the scheme, it allows you then to save up what is required by bank or proven to the bank that you can save money throughout the process. But I hope I've given you some ideas. Rent to buy is a great system. Indeed, I have experienced it, and it helped us and my family purchase one of our homes here in Auckland, New Zealand. It works very fine. The only thing that you need to do is have a good income, you and your wife, or the family, or the children can work together with you to make sure the rent is paid. It should really be, say, mortgage prepayment is paid every week, just like normal rent, but instead of going to somebody else's pocket. Because an agreement, you are beginning your own building of your own equity of that property. So however long you hold a property, that's entirely up to you. But just getting into one, rent to buy is one great system. Afford Limited, highly recommend. At the same token, to subscribe to my YouTube video, like our YouTube video, and every time we make one of these videos, which I'm going to be making a little bit more about, say, cryptocurrency in the near future, you'll get a ping on your side to say, Stephen's made another video. Would you like to have a look at it? But for now, you have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Come and try it, rent to buy, take ownership of your own home. We love you. God loves you. See you in my next video. Bye for now.